Water connects all life on Earth, and nowhere is this more evident than in the flow from rivers to oceans. These mighty bodies shape our geography, climate, and cultures. Together, they are the beating heart of the planet. A river begins as a trickle, from rain, melting snow, or springs. It carves through valleys, nourishes forests, and sustains towns. Every river has a destination, the vast open ocean. Oceans are where rivers end, but also where their stories continue. The minerals, sediments, and nutrients carried by rivers help sustain marine life. Without rivers, the oceans would not be the same. The Amazon River, the largest by discharge, pours billions of liters of fresh water into the Atlantic each day. It forms a visible plume that spreads into the ocean. It's a living artery of the earth. In contrast, the Nile River flows north through deserts, feeding civilizations for thousands of years before meeting the Mediterranean Sea. Its waters are ancient and sacred. Oceans and rivers together shape civilizations. At the point where rivers meet oceans, a beautiful transition happens. Estuaries form, rich brackish habitats teeming with life. These zones are among the most productive ecosystems on Earth. Estuaries are nurseries for fish, crustaceans, and birds. They filter pollutants, absorb floodwaters, and protect coastlines. They are where salt meets sweet. You know, some rivers never actually reach the ocean directly. Instead, they kind of disappear into lakes, swamps, or even underground. But their cycle remains the same, always flowing toward the great collective of waters. The world's oceans, well, they cover more than 70% of the Earth's surface. They're these massive reservoirs of salt water that regulate climate, absorb carbon dioxide, and generate oxygen. Oceans really are the planet's climate engine. There are 5 oceans: the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, and Arctic. Even though they're named separately, they actually form one interconnected world ocean. Rivers are kind of like the veins, and oceans are the heart. Ocean currents are partly driven by the freshwater input from rivers. The differences in salinity and temperature create motion. This circulation affects weather across continents. Rivers carry sediments that form deltas, fertile fan-shaped regions where the land meets the sea. The Ganges, Mississippi, and Mekong all create thriving deltas. These areas feed millions. But rivers also carry pollution into oceans. Plastics, chemicals, and waste can destroy marine life. What happens upstream always affects the ocean downstream. You know, human activities like deforestation, mining, and agriculture actually increase sedimentation and runoff. This can, unfortunately, cause dead zones in the sea. Rivers are messengers, and they carry everything. Rivers and oceans also shape our culture and spirituality, you know. Ancient people worshipped river gods and ocean deities. Water was seen as sacred, cleansing, and infinite. In many traditions, rivers are the path between life and afterlife. Oceans represent the unknown, the unconscious, or even eternity. Together, they really symbolize transformation and connection. Some rivers, you know, flow underground and then emerge later, like the Puerto Princesa subterranean river. Others seem to just disappear into sand or stone, but water always finds a way. At the river's mouth, the salt and fresh water often do not mix immediately. This actually creates stunning underwater rivers or haloclines. Divers describe these zones as honestly otherworldly. The Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea have a dramatic layering of water due to different salinities. These boundaries, well, they seem invisible to the eye, but they affect life profoundly. Nature really respects the unseen lines. River and ocean biodiversity are, honestly, just astonishing. Rivers house freshwater species like otters, salmon, and catfish. Oceans offer whales, coral reefs, and deep-sea wonders we've barely explored. Rivers are threatened by dams and diversion projects. These block fish migration and disrupt natural flow. Oceans face challenges from overfishing and warming temperatures. Protecting rivers helps protect oceans. Reforestation, sustainable farming, and reduced waste are all part of the solution. The health of one affects the other. Water has memory. It carries the story of land, people, and time. Every river remembers the mountain it was born from. Every ocean holds the salt of ancient rain. From source to sea, the journey of water mirrors our own. Movement, change, connection, all begin with a drop. We are part of that cycle. In the end, rivers and oceans remind us that life flows, unites, and returns. If we protect the path, we protect our future. Because water is not just life, it is legacy.